Hi there, this is Beth, and welcome to the Wrestling Time Post Show. It is Wednesday, August 7, 2024, and tonight I'll be talking about AEW Dynamite. Alright, so tonight's Dynamite was a lot of things, to say the least. Like, the main event was an Anything Goes match. It was Bryan Danielson versus Jeff Jarrett with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat on commentary. And I have to say, I thought this was a pretty decent main event. I mean, it wasn't bad. I did like when Jeff Jarrett did the sharpshooter to Bryan Danielson. But like, the entire time, like, Jeff Jarrett has been trying to like make Bryan go all in preparation for his title versus career match against Swerve Strickland at All In. It's no surprise Bryan Danielson wins this, but like at the end of the match, like Swerve Strickland was watching backstage, and so he came out, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat lifted both Bryan Danielson's hand and Jeff Jarrett's hand, and like Swerve Strickland basically came out and told Bryan Danielson he's not going to hesitate to take that kill shot, and he challenged Wheeler Yuta to a match next week on Dynamite. So he wants Bryan front and center for that. So he could see why he's the most dangerous man in AEW. And I feel sorry for Wheeler Yuta. I think it's going to be quite the match, but I don't think Wheeler Yuta is going to win there. So I'm pretty excited for Swerve Strickland versus Bryan Danielson. I do think Bryan Danielson is going to win. It's a title versus career match. So I'm not going to be able to watch All In live. Wheeler Yuta versus Swerve Strickland, talk about y'all. You're not looking forward to that? I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a pretty decent match. I think it'd be a better than most people expect. Now, we are 18 days away from All In. Like I've said, I won't be watching All In live. I will be covering Power Morphicon, but just in case you are interested, I think I will be going to the field trip. Like, they take us to the filming locations where back when Power Rangers were filmed here in LA. So I might do that. So if I do go on that, I'll definitely be uploading footage for that. Make sure you guys, hit that bell and subscribe so you guys can see that cool footage. I am kind of sad I'm not going to be able to watch All In live, but Power Morphicon was announced way before All In was. So, like I was saying, overall, I thought this was a decent main event. All right. So tonight's AEW Dynamite kicked off with an AEW American title eliminator match. It's MJF versus Kyle Fletcher. I thought this was a really great match. Really good way to kick off Dynamite. This was arguably probably the best match in the entire show. Double J still got it. Yeah, he does. So this match pretty much took up most of the first hour. It's no surprise MJF won. One of the things that I did like about this, the Taco Bell commercial during the promo was weird in my opinion. Really good match. Then the show goes downhill. The thing that I like about this is that Don Callis gave the screwdriver to Kyle Fletcher so that he can use on MJF. But Kyle Fletcher hesitated here. He did not want to use that screwdriver. And you can say it cost him. It cost him this match because MJF, not only did he low blow him, but to add insult to injury, hit him with the kangaroo kick. And so, like, when Will Ospreay came out, MJF had already hit Kyle Fletcher with that Dynamite Diamond Ring, and he was, like, bleeding. I said last time, maybe this might cause some dissension between Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher. Because Ospreay wasn't out there. He didn't go out there till, like, the very end. Because MJF attempted to do the Tiger Driver 91. So, interesting stuff here. Maybe we'll see where this goes. But, Kyle Fletcher hasn't forgotten what happened at last year's All In. Aussie Open versus Better Than You, baby, for those ROH tag titles. Hasn't forgotten what happened there. But this was a great match and a great way to start off tonight's Dynamite. We get a Bryan Danielson video package, and actually it was a really great video package. I liked it. AEW is stepping up their game when it comes to their video packages. We get Mariah May versus Viva Van. This was an okay match, but obviously this was really just to show what Mariah May can do as we go into All In. She won this, and she sent a message to Toni Storm by using the Storm Zero after she hit the Mayday. And a brawl broke out between them. Toni Storm was holding up this poster that she gave. It was going to match. It was just a match to give Mariah momentum. Yeah, it was. Toni Storm had given Mariah May this present, and it was a poster of Toni Storm cradling Mariah May, and on the back it said "Die, Mariah, die," and she's just holding this up for everybody to see. So I'm really digging this. I can't. Sorry, people are still blowing fireworks. I really cannot wait for this match at Allin. I think it's going to be a really great match. So Jack Perry, I would do a pick your poison matches for Toni Storm. Oh, I like that idea. They should do a pick your poison match. I think that'd be great. So you get a Darby Allin and Jack Perry segment. Like Jack Perry's like watching some monitors, and it like shows fireworks. It's August. Yeah, I know, but people are still cracking fireworks. It like shows Adam Copeland, Darby Allin. Apparently there's a Taco Bell commercial playing during this, which I didn't notice. It also said, and then like Darby Allin basically tells Jack Perry that he doesn't have to show up to Rampage Collision. All he has to do is show up to All In. So I can't wait for Darby Allin versus Jack Perry at All In. It'll be a great match. Again, kind of sad I'm missing All In live here, but tonight's Dynamite and Jack Perry promo was brought to you by Taco Bell. I need some Taco Bell after that. Yeah, I missed a Taco Bell commercial. I must have blinked and I missed it. But I like Taco Bell. We get the Bad Apple Brian Keith versus Katsuyori Shibata. And honestly, I just didn't care for this. I'm not a fan of the learning tree. I don't like the learning tree. This whole match was just based on Hook's return. Like at the end, Katsuyori Shibata won by submission. And since the learning tree attacked Shibata, it marked the return of Hook. I feel like Hook's probably going to get his rematch for that FTW title. Or as the West Coast Del Taco. No, Del Taco and Taco Bell are two separate things. There's a Taco Bell right here by where the mall is, and there's a Del Taco a couple blocks down. So it's two separate fast food places. So was not a huge fan of this. We get an Orange Cassidy interview, and basically, I guess there was travel issues that the conglomeration was not able to make it. But we find out he's got 2 replacement partners, which we'll learn later on in the night. So Hangman Adam Page is interviewed, and one of the things I like about this was the fact that he mentions how he wanted to take everything from someone. Obviously, that's someone being Swerve Strickland. And how he said that a couple more dumbasses have gotten in his way. I'm really liking the side of Hangman Adam Page. Unhinged Hangman is probably going to be great. You know, he hasn't gotten his hands on Swerve Strickland yet, and I'm sure he will at some point. Speaking of which, we get a Swerve Strickland sit-down interview, and he's basically talking about All In and about Bryan Danielson. Like, he talked about how he went from losing at last year's All In to main eventing this year's All In. And he's basically just talking about, like, Bryan Danielson, about his legacy, and about the title. So I thought this was a really good interview. Again, I cannot wait for that match. Bryan Danielson versus Swerve Strickland. Title versus career. Who do you guys think is going to win? Personally, I feel like Bryan might win just because he's never been AEW World Champion. But then, I don't know. Would you have him retire right there and then? I would think that they would want him to retire at Wrestle Dream. But I don't know. Who knows if Bryan's going to how long Bryan would hold the title if he wins. Would he win the title and then retire the next day? Bryan will win. Yeah, I'm thinking that too. I think Bryan's probably going to win. So if it wasn't for that stipulation, I could definitely see Swerve Strickland retaining. But with the stipulation, I do think Bryan Danielson's going to win. I like Swerve Strickland, but Danielson ain't retiring in London. Oh, yeah, he's not. I definitely do see him retiring at Wrestle Dream, which will be in Tacoma, Washington. So I definitely see him retiring there. Now, I wonder the question would be, who would be his final opponent for his retirement match? That's for sure. So you get a trios match. It's Orange Cassidy and FTR versus Rouge, Beast Mortos, and Roderick Strong. Now, FTR coming out with jean jackets, just like Orange Cassidy in those shades. Dax rocking those Bret Hart glasses. I thought this was a decent match. It seems like it was supposed to be the Commemoration versus Rouge, Beast Mortos, and Roderick Strong, but they weren't able to make it because of the weather in the Carolinas. I thought this was a decent match. Orange Cassidy and FTR won. And afterwards, like, the Acclaim came out, and a brawl breaks up between FTR and the Acclaim here. We get a quick patriarchy segment, and we find out the Bang Bang Gang versus the House of Black are going to face each other to determine the number one contenders for the trio titles at All In. And it seems like Christian Cage is going to be the special guest referee for that match. Why do I have a feeling that he's probably going to do some shenanigans so neither becomes special guest referee, and then we're going to end up getting a three-way match at All In for those trios titles? I mean, it makes sense. 3 teams because it's trios. So last but certainly not least, we get a 2-on-1 handicap match. It's a Brickhouse Kamille versus Jazmyne Howe and Clara Carter. So this was basically an enhancement match. That's all this was. And I feel like Kamille does not need this. I mean, she has been on AEW before, back when she was NWA Women's Champion. I feel like she doesn't need this. This is the typical booking that everybody does. I mean, if she was a rookie, I would understand, but I just feel like she's not a rookie. She shouldn't be having enhancement matches. Kamille's just bland. See, I feel like that's what this is doing. Like, just because she's having enhancement matches. I don't think she's bland. I think she's a pretty decent wrestler. I think she's a great wrestler, actually. But these enhancement matches are not going to do her any favors. So, the same, she did pretty much say that she gave a shout out to the EVPs for suspending Britt Baker DMD. The suspension was overruled, and she appeared via Titantron. I really like the fact that Britt Baker said this. She said that the minute things don't go Mercedes' way, she takes her ball and goes home. She'll get the Wardlow treatment. I fear she probably will, and she doesn't need it. And she says that she's going to be the first woman to beat Mercedes Moné at All In. I feel like the way this is going to go, I don't think Britt Baker's taking that title off of Mercedes Moné very quickly. I do think there's going to probably be some shenanigans going on here. That's why I kind of feel like this match happened too quickly. But she'll eventually take the title off of her eventually, but I don't think it'll happen at All In. I think that they're going to give Mercedes some more time to hold that title. If not at All In, well, All Out is like, what, a week later? Maybe Full Gear? We'll have to wait and see, but I don't think she'll take that title that quickly off of Mercedes Moné. What do you guys think? Who do you guys think is going to win? Mercedes is going to recruit more to her faction. I could definitely see that. I'm hoping that with this faction that Mercedes Moné is building, that we finally get a female blood and guts. I feel like we were supposed to get it with the Originals versus the Outcasts, but numerous injuries unfortunately prevented that from happening. So I'm hoping this time around we do get a female blood and guts. I could see Jamie Hayter coming back and helping Britt, and then we'll see who else would join them. But I could definitely see this happening. I'm hoping that's what this is leading to. All right, so I'm gonna stop there because I already talked about the main event. Overall, on a scale from a 1 to Sean Spears' perfect 10, this is not a good episode. I feel like the opening match was like probably the best thing on the show. I'm gonna give this like 5 out of 10 to be generous, but yeah, tonight's show was just not as exciting as it normally is. Like I said at the beginning, I'll remind you guys as we get closer, but I won't be watching Allin live. I will be covering Power Morphicon, and I'm going to be producing a lot of cool content for you guys. So thank you guys all so much for watching and for the continued support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. And I'll see you guys tomorrow on Body Slam for TNA. If I don't see you guys tomorrow for Body Slam, I'll see you guys back here Friday after SmackDown. Bye.